The idea that you shouldn't have to choose between the value of an item and vision is worse than the idea to invade Russia in the winter. Let's ignore the drama about making pro player salaries public for a minute. After all, it's not going to affect 99.9% of players anyway. Instead, let's pay attention to what does affect the common player, the game itself. Over the past couple days, Reddit and other similar forums have been littered with suggestions of adding another item slot specifically to hold pink wards. It's not surprising threads like this exist. People will bitch about anything. But what is surprising is just how much support they're getting. Forums may not be a well of knowledge to drink deeply from, but they are places where a large number of players are going to congregate and share ideas. Allowing an idea to gain too much support could make it actually happen, though. Nobody wants that. I may just be a guy sitting here with his pants off talking to a computer, but you guys are sitting there with your pants off listening to the computer, so let me explain why this is a bad idea. Number 1. Oversimplification of the game. It's no secret that League of Legends is a MOBA that's geared more towards the casual gamer. LoL worked very hard to set itself aside from the basic Dota formula. They removed various mechanics from the game, such as denying creeps, denying towers, denying teammates, teleportation as an item, long stun durations, magic immunity, out-carrying the enemy team by yourself, etc., in favor of adding some of their own mechanics into the game, scaling AP, custom masteries and runes, summoner spells, tanking the entire enemy team by yourself, etc. Even going so far as adding items such as the Sightstone to the game, an item that restocks wards every time you return to base. Further down the line, they added trinkets to the game, a 7th slot item specifically made around giving vision advantage to your team. Riot already gave players a 7th item slot specifically for warding and countering wards. Not only that, but the item that fills that slot is free, and it can be interchanged with any of the sister items with it at any time for no cost. Free! For the sake of making all of you out there complain, let's compare League of Legends' system to their biggest competitor on the MOBA scene, Dota 2. In Dota 2, there was a similar outcry that wards take up too much space in the inventory. Their solution was to allow their equivalents of stealth wards and pink wards to sit in the same item slot. See, they don't have items like Sightstone or trinkets that refill ward charges. They have to buy every ward that they replace. As a result, they had a lot of inventory slots being taken up by wards. The solution of having all the wards sit in one slot made everyone happy. They said, this is a great change. Wards only take up one slot. Now supports are finally free to buy that first component of the item that they're going to build, along with their boots, and their wards, and their teleportation scroll, and their health potion, and their last will and testament as they go on the suicide mission to ward for their team. Now here we have the flip side in League of Legends, where players get free trinket wards, items that restore stealth ward stacks when they hit base for free, and they're still complaining about needing another free item slot specifically to hold pink wards. This leads to the problem of overly simplifying the game. The reason League of Legends went casual in the first place was to lower the entry-level barrier for new players as much as possible while keeping a relatively high skill ceiling. That way new players wouldn't be too intimidated to learn the game. They come in new and they're fine, while older players who have a good mastery of the game are still having fun and being challenged and entertained. They've already succeeded in that. League of Legends is the most popular and well-known MOBA in the world. The matter now is less about player gain and more about player retention. Making interesting and dynamic changes to the game keep it from getting boring and stale, like that piece of bread at the end of the loaf that you forget about and leave in the bread box for way too long, and then somebody eats it and gets sick, and then nobody's happy at the end of that. If the game continues to become easier to play, and then the players who already play it will get bored. They'll eat that piece of stale bread and they won't like it. Adding another item slot just so players can carry a pink ward at all times isn't an interesting change. It's boring and lazy and stale. You're supposed to have to make the decision of whether having the pink available for vision or having that item for combat stats is more valuable. Here's a secret, guys. The ward is worth more than the amp tome, or the long sword, or that potion, or your door. And as the game goes late, it's supposed to be more difficult to control vision, and the decision of getting a new item or keeping wards up is supposed to become more and more difficult to make. When the game reaches a point where a single mistake in positioning can mean the difference between a win or a loss, the tension rises, making the game more interesting, even if it was a boring snorefest prior or if it was a really exciting game. No matter what, tension rises, things become more exciting. Allowing everyone to carry pink wards all the time relieves that tension, like letting the air out of a balloon. Adding another slot for just pink wards means you never have to decide whether to have that extra boost in power now, or keep vision around for Baron. It removes thought process, the same way that a lobotomy removes your inner demons. Now, I'm not here to say that pink wards are overpowered or anything, but number 2, overpowering pink wards. The Season 4 preseason saw the changes to vision, making pink wards visible, giving it 5 hits of health, adding trinkets to the game, and bringing ward limitations to players. Prior to that, pink wards were too good, putting it bluntly. They snowballed a team's lead by giving prolonged vision control due to their invisibility. You needed stealth-revealing items to clear stealth-revealing items that gave vision. Now that the Oracle's trinket doesn't reveal stealth champions, pink wards have become even more valuable. If they're made easily available at all times, they'll be elevated in value even further, put up on a pedestal as the god of wards. I believe Riot made this change for a few reasons. One of which is so that it's just more difficult to counter stealth-based champions in team fights. It's a change in order to make a team have to spend more in order to deal with the stealth mechanic itself. Having a pink ward readily available at all times basically removes the mechanic of stealth from champions. Throughout Season 5, what we had the Oracle's trinket, and we had the ability to upgrade a warding totem into a vision totem. That's why the Oracle's trinket no longer gives true vision. That's why warding totems can't be upgraded to vision totems anymore. Not a lot of champions actually make use of the stealth mechanic if you look at the champion pool. While some champion strengths do make up for not having that mechanic available, even if they do sometimes rely on it, Vayne, Rengar. Others are found lacking a little bit. Talon, Avalon. Taking away the stealth-revealing effect on champions from the trinkets means that teams now need to buy an item for it. Now players can't just spam an upgraded red trinket or a vision totem in order to just fully counter them. Now that's not to say that the trinkets don't help you out. Oracle's lens still gives you their position. It's going to reveal the area they're moving around in. They're just untargetable during this time. But hey, that doesn't mean that AoE and skill shots can't hit them. Those will still work just fine. Giving players an 8th item slot just so they can carry pink wards at all times would completely undermine that change in this respect. On top of that, it makes gaining map vision even easier. The team that's ahead snowballs from a change like this. If they have more gold to purchase more pinks and maintain vision, they're able to fill their inventory up with items that provide combat stats, and they have the strongest wards available at their disposal. Don't games snowball hard enough as it is when a team is far ahead? Does the game really need another mechanic to help allow that team dominate a lead? I don't think so, but I'm dumb. As it stands, it's still the preseason, more changes are coming. Riot will have the final say, but they don't need more ideas planted in their heads. They got enough to deal with. The game already has a pseudo 7th item slot and various items which provide wards for free on a recharge system. Do you guys really think you need more free ward-related items? If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment. If you guys hated this video, leave an angry comment. If I'm an idiot with a stupid face and you want to yell at me in person, do so at twitch.tv/ThorW, where you can tell me I'm an idiot with a stupid face, and leave comments there. Oh god, no. I forgot to tell them they could yell at me on Twitter. Oh, now I have to record the whole